Getting out of the car, I made sure I had my phone and keys. Shutting the door behind me, I glanced up at the house. Whatever shit happened in there was none of my business. As I got to my front door, I turned around for the last time tonight and stared at the house. It was still early, and even though I wasn't feeling that great, I was a little bummed about not going to the beach. Maybe I could find it tomorrow and go in daylight. Taking off my shoes, I slipped off my jacket and placed it over the sofa. My gran was sat at the island in the kitchen with her book. Music was playing softly in the background. "I thought you were off out for the evening?" she questioned as she placed her book down. "So did I." I shrugged. Opening up the fridge, my eyes landed on the strawberries. Taking them out, I took the seat opposite her. "I feel weird." I couldn't explain it. Maybe I was homesick. "Do you feel weird?" Maybe it was being in a different town. "You feeling a little homesick?" she asked. "I'm not sure. Maybe I'm coming down with something." Taking a few strawberries, I put the tub back in the fridge. Today had been overwhelming. Don't get me wrong, the people I met were friendly enough, but I still had a feeling something was off. "You'll feel better once you're settled in. New bed tomorrow, contractors the day after, and then your first day of school on Monday. Once you get into a routine, everything else will fall into place." I wasn't looking forward to school, but I did have Alana, so that was a bonus. Lifting my phone, I noticed I had a new message. "Where did you go? Come back over. We're out the back, fire is lit, lol, it's not the beach, but at least there's a toilet. Please come, smiley face. Axe." Staring down at the message, I frowned. "What you frowning at?" my gran asked, looking over my shoulder. "You should go, it's still early and it's only down the street." "I don't know. Leah, this is your time to make more friends. Get your jacket back on and get over there. You shouldn't be sat in here with me. I'll be having an early night anyway, so please go." She wasn't giving me much room to argue. "Okay, fine, but I won't be long." Kissing her cheek goodnight, I grabbed my jacket and my keys and headed down the street. These houses were massive with a lot of room between them. It was loud. Everyone seemed to have a good buzz around them. There did seem to be a lot more people than before. Walking in further, my eyes landed on Jake. He was sat around with a group of people, everyone was hanging off every word he spoke. Not to mention the girl from the cafe, she was hanging over him like a bad smell. "You came back." Turning around, I was pulled into a hug. "You're so beautiful, Leah." Okay, I think she'd had a little bit more drink than she could handle. "Seriously, you're hot." Oh God, look at her hanging all over my brother. You'd think she'd take the hint. Grabbing my hand, she pulled me inside. "Help yourself to anything. I need to pee." Taking off my jacket, I groaned when I realized I had forgot to change. "Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?" he whistled. I froze. "Excuse me. You're a hot little thing, aren't you?" I couldn't help but laugh. Did he think that was actually going to work? That was lame, wasn't it? He grinned. "I'm Kane. Leah." Opening the fridge, I grabbed a beer. "Do you always speak to girls like that? And does it actually get you anywhere?" "Ouch." He smirked. "Didn't do anything for you, did it?" "Afraid not." I shrugged, making my way back outside. He followed. "So how are you liking it here?" As we both sat down, I noticed we were suddenly getting a lot of attention. Everyone seemed to be interested in what we were doing. Ignoring it, I took another drink of my beer. "This is my second day here. And you've already been invited to one of Jake Taylor's parties." Whistling lowly, I frowned. What was that supposed to mean? He's a big deal in this town. He's an asshole. I grinned, causing him to laugh. "I like the way you think, Leah." Hitting his bottle off mine, we fell into silence. "So you're not his biggest fan then?" I asked. I wouldn't say that. I used to date his sister," he whispered. "But we're cool." We ended things on a good note, and it was a mutual decision, but I still get the feeling he hates my guts. With the way he's glaring at you, I think you may be right. He hadn't taken his eyes off us from the moment we sat down. And that's my cue to call it a night. Hopefully see you around. Once again, I was left on my own. "This seat taken?" "Depends, are you going to glare at me the full time you sit there?" Glancing up, my eyes landed on his. Deep brown eyes stared down at me. It was like he could see into my soul. "Think we got off on the wrong foot, little one." As he sat down, my heartbeat quickened, my palms were becoming sweaty. The pull I had to this man wasn't right, but it felt right. I wanted to be near him. I wanted to know him. "I'm Leah." I smiled, holding out my hand. Jake. Placing his hand at mine, it was like something I had never felt before.